Okay.
Well, hey, everyone. It is Ellen from Advocate of Soul, and I have a very special guest today, and his name is Geoffrey, and I think I got that one right. And he's coming live with us here from Kenya. And all the way through 2024, Advocate of Soul wants to make aware of what is actually happening in this part of the world, not just in Kenya in general, but in the actual space and place with which Geoffrey is living. So I'm going to open it up to you, Geoffrey. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and we will get started.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, World, and also thank you very much, Ellen.
Sure.
And I would like to greet each and everyone who is be able to watch this video. First and foremost, I would like just to first introduce myself to the world. By the names, I'm called Bure Geoffrey, and actually I was born in 1984, and for now I have 29 years. I'm also an African loving gay man in Africa, and actually I was born when I'm a gay, and I was born in the family, or I grew up in the family which was religiously. My father was a priest, my mother was a business lady. In that family, we were 6 people, members of the family, and 2 brothers, 2 sisters, plus mother and father. And actually, since I've been telling you that I grow in a religious family, the life there was not really okay, because good, like that. When they realized that I'm a gay, actually it was totally bad on myself, to them, and sincerely speaking, it took all of their feelings, starting even ignoring me and accounting me as like somebody who is not in their family. Secondly, I realized that I was a gay by the age of 10. That's when I came to realize myself, or to discover myself. Yeah.
Wow. So let me ask you just a few questions, because you said that you were born in a religious type of family. And
Yeah.
I know that in America, where I am, that members of the LGBTQ plus that can be raised in certain religious homes, it's considered awful. It's considered blasphemy to God. It's considered no, you're in sin, all of these things. So what type of religious home were you born in? Were you born into a Christian home or just a spiritual home?
I was born in a Christian home, and there is a type of religious which they called Seventh-day Adventist. So all of my family members and even even me, I grew in that family who was a Seventh-day Adventist. So they are also counts as Christians.
Yes. So from what I'm hearing from you is that you realized at a young age you were gay.
Yeah.
But then you really couldn't live that out loud, could you? Because it's not going to work. It would not work in your family, but it also would not work in Uganda, right? Which is where you're from.
Yeah.
So shed a little light as to how it went with your family and what the state of Uganda is about regarding the LGBTQ plus.
Okay. In Uganda, being a gay, and then this is a criminal thing.
Yes.
Not only even in Uganda, but even in like politically, socially, economically, religiously, traditionally, being gay, it does not allowed in Uganda. So if someone is really a gay, you will not be allowed in politics. You will not be allowed socially, the way of how you can associate with a community. Okay. You will also be not allowed by religious, that each and every religious will not allow you, because they will be saying that even the Bible talks about it, saying that God demolished the old generation because of being gay,
Yes.
because of the LGBTQ. So in that circumstances, we find that even the religious, they do not, they cannot accept someone to be a gay. Then another thing is that economically being a gay, when you start maybe a business, you are doing a certain business. For instance, for me on my side, there was a time when I opened up a shop of plumbing. So when they realize that you are carrying a business like a plumbing, you have a workshop, you have each and everything there, and you are gay, people will not come and then buy things from you or buy goods from your shop. Each and everybody will be saying that is a gay. So a gay in Uganda and even in the family is also being taken as a curse. So you can find yourself when you are gay that you are in the middle of nowhere. You could not be free for each and every corner of the country or in your family. So, and then even taking education, it can be also more difficult, because even people, they realize that you are taking education and you are gay. They normally thinks, family normally thinks that you will even teach others to become what you are. So you feel like that you are unacceptable to each and every corner of the world. You start to feel lonely. So that was also what was happening on my side when I were in Uganda, even in my family.
Wow. So when all of this was happening to you, were you experiencing bullying from people in the neighborhood? Were you experiencing abusive things that were happening in your family? How did that outwork itself?
Actually, I faced a lot of bullying in my family and even in the community. Why? Because there was a time when, after discovering what I am, I started to be moving with boys. So in Uganda or in the culture of Africans, a boy starting to move with boys time to time, then it means a very different thing. They will start to criticize, saying that maybe this one wants to be, or maybe he was born to be like a gay. So from there, when they saw that one, sincerely speaking, they started criticizing me and saying that I might be what, a gay. And actually, they started bullying me, insulting me in each and every corner of the country and even at home. And I remember that when I went home one time, my father discovered what I am, started to criticize or to think that I might be that one, or I might be the LGBTQ. He started locking me inside the house, not allowing me to go outside to play with the friends for quite a long time. And I remember that each and every all day from the school, he used to lock me inside of the house.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So Geoffrey, it's my understanding with your story that you had to flee Uganda. You were not going to stay in Uganda. And so you had to get out because it was dangerous to your life. It was dangerous to your mental health. It was dangerous in every, situation. So what happened? How did you get out of Uganda? What did this all look like?
Actually, the last accident which led you, or occasion which led me to get out of Uganda, it was like this. Because I had tried each and everything. I kept low profile for quite a long time. Then, not only even that one, that one day I was with my partner. He was called Isaac Sempewa. So that partner, he visited me at home. After visiting me at home, since we were partner and we were lovers for quite a long time, although other people could not know, or we are not able to discover it before. But this time, when he came, because we had took a long time without seeing each other, actually that both of us were in a heat of love. When we met in the house, we forget to close even the door. So we started love actions in my house or in my room. And then after starting the house, there is somebody who came to look after me and he was calling me. So when he came, he never knocked the door. He just pushed the door and then he enters. And then he found us in the action. So when he found us in action, actually he was wondering and he was very surprised about what he saw. He popped and a higher sound. Then people started gathering. When people started gathering, actually he was shouting, saying that I've met the gay or an LGBT people. They are just here. They have been just enjoying sex themselves. So actually, during that moment, we could not get out of the house.
Yes.
What we had to do at that moment just to see that our lives could be safe. And behind of the house, there was a window. So these people who were gathering in front of the window never think that behind of the house there is a window. So we jumped out of the window, then we ran away. After running away, we reached in the certain junction. Isaac got another route. I also got another route. We did that one because we wanted people to do not realize or to discover us immediately. Because if we could run together at the same time, who knows, at this moment, even me, I would have been dead. So that was it.
Oh my gosh, Geoffrey, I am so, first off, I just want to say that I am so sorry for the way that you've been treated, the way that your homeland treated you, the way that your family has treated you, the way that community has treated you, because you should not be fleeing your life. You should not be running in fear. You should not be having to look over your shoulder all the time to see who's doing what or who's coming after you. For you just being you, for you embracing you, you being authentically you. And I am so sorry. I just need to say that before we move on. I just want to say I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in my heart. I'm so sorry for what you've been through. I really am.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so when you got out, yep. Hey, right back at you. So when you got out of the window and you took off and you're running, what was the next steps? How did you end up getting to Kenya?
Actually, when I ran away, I was not thinking about going back, because if I could go back at that moment, I would be dead. So I had a thought saying that let me run until to the end of the world. Maybe from there, I'll be able to get my safety and my protection. When I ran from Uganda, the place where I was, it was known as Mukono. It is Mukono district. So from Mukono district, I ran up to another place in Uganda. It is known as Iganga. So when I ran into Iganga, I slept in Iganga in lodge for 2 days. But even there in those 2 days, I was not really comfortable. Why? It was because that there was a certain radio station which was in Chagwe. Chagwe, it is a place which is also found in Uganda. So that radio station, I was in the road listening to the certain radio, that radio station. I heard the radio presenters speaking about the two gay which were about to be caught in Mukono. So when I heard that one, it came in my mind that I was not really safe, even the place where I was. I decided to get out of the road. Then I continue with the journey, but running randomly, not knowing that I will reach in this place or this will be my destiny. So I ran in the eastern direction of Uganda, and the eastern direction of Uganda, we have only one main road. So I ran through that main road. I just found myself when I'm the borders of Uganda and Kenya. So when I reached the borders of Uganda and Kenya, I thought that crossing the border, going to the another country, maybe there I will be safe and I will get protection, which I really want. That's what.
And so now, when you cross the border, did people know you were coming across the border, or did you do this at night? Nobody saw you coming into Kenya. How can you do that? Is it legal for you just to go into another country? Is that
Now, Uganda and Kenya, let me say like this, that all East African countries, they are visa free. You can go,
yep.
You can enter anytime where you want. So they don't ask me a lot of things.
Okay.
Because these countries, they are visa free. Yeah.
Okay. Now, is Kenya welcoming of the LGBTQ plus? What does that look like? Because I've heard stories that there are people who may be welcoming, but it doesn't mean the country, the laws, all of those things are on the side of the LGBTQ plus.
Okay. When I crossed the border, I got a taxi. So after getting a taxi, the taxi driver drove me up to the place called Chitali. In Kenya, there is a place or a town known as Chitali. So when I reached in Chitali, actually I was stranded. I could not know where to go actually because I was new in the country. I could not know that this road is going that way, it's going there. So I had some small money in my pocket. I started asking for the lodges. So I booked a lodge of 500 shillings of Kenyan money. Then I slept in that lodge for almost one day. In the morning, I started thinking where I can go and then I be safe. So I thought that maybe those people who were chasing me from Uganda, they were coming on my back. I said that even the road where I were in Chitari, I was not safe. So what I did, I get out of the lodge, then I found we call them motorcycle riders. So I met a motorcycle rider, then I asked him to assist me, to direct me the place of Red Cross. And then he directed me. After directing me, then actually he is the one who took me from there because I knew that being in the country without documents, it is also illegal. You cannot be in the country when you do not have any document which talks or which explains about your identity. So actually, I went to the Red Cross. Then when I reached the Red Cross, I never told them what I am. I just told them a different story because I thought that when I tell them what made me to run away from my country, sincerely speaking, I might be in a great danger. They welcomed me, and from there, I entered the Red Cross compound. Then I was there for the 2 weeks.
Wow. And so during that entire time, you never said what you were at all?
Yes. From the time which I was in the Red Cross, they never knew that I'm an LGBTQ. I explained
that must have been terrible. That must have been awful I mean, I know you were doing it to save your life. Okay, I'm aware of that. But when you're not able to express who you are, when you're not able to be authentic in who you are, that still takes a toll on your heart. Still takes a toll on who you are as a person, right?
Yeah. But let me tell you this, that during that time I was very scared. Correct. Because each and every person to whom I could see during that moment, I could think that maybe this one is going to harm me. So I could not speak in anything until to the time when the Red Cross brought me to the UNHCR. So when I reached the UNHCR compound, that is, I remember it was time for making registration. That is when I told them that I'm a gay or I'm an LGBTQ. So when I told them about that one, I remember during that time, Kenya had closed the registration of all LGBTQ. He said that that case, we do not have it here. Please, could you go away from here? But I knew that I was in UNESHA, and the person or the official who told me about that one, that I should go back, I told him that, I should not go back, because if I go back, it means that I will be dead. So I sat down waiting for a better result, or to work on me, either to take me to the police or to look for me a better place where I can really stay. So that was which I did, the way of how I entered the UNESHA.
My goodness, you were having to trust not only yourself, you were having to trust the people around you too. When you came out with the fact that you're gay, you had to trust that people were not going to take you and send you to the authorities. Wow, Geoffrey.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. So from that place, is this where you ended up at the Kakuma Refugee Camp, or how did you end up getting there? What took place?
When I was in the Red Cross, I never knew that they would bring me to the UNHCR. I thought to myself that maybe I will be staying to the Red Cross.
Yes.
Maybe Red Cross is having other places where they take people like me. So I was thinking in that way. So after some time, I just found myself, when they are telling us, the people of Red Cross, when they are telling us that please, because we are very many with other people, when they are telling us that please get in the vehicle, it was a bus, then we go. We had nothing to decide. At that moment, we had to get into the vehicle or to the bus, then we go with their program. So they drove us from Chitali for almost 2 days. Then they brought us in Kakuma. So in Kakuma, this is where I found that it is the offices of UNESHAL they are. I never knew what is UNESHAL is doing. I was blank, totally blank, green in mind. But when I reached here, for some days or for some months, they never allowed, because I also found others in the reception when they take me there. They never registered us in time. They took a long time, something, it was like 8 months without registering the LGBTQ plus. We were just there. And I have already told you that when I reached the office first, they told me, or they asked me to go back in my country, which I could not allow, because I had feared that when I go back, I will be dead. So later they told me to go to the reception. So they took me to the reception. So when I went to the reception, I found some LGBTQ inside there. So we started being there. They give us food as we are waiting for the next program. Yep.
So then to get into the refugee camp that you're in, you had to register yourself to go in? People had to register you in, or did you just go in? I mean, because I was reading up about Kakuma for a while, and I've been learning a lot about what's happening there. And it's whoa, there's just some stuff there regarding the LGBTQ plus that is awful, that is dehumanizing, that takes away your identity and all of that. So how did you get into actually the refugee camp and be there and stay there where you're living now?
Since I've told you that I first went to the Red Cross, it is the Red Cross who brought me to the refugee camp.
Okay, so then you were just dropped off there, and that was
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
And so then you found members of the LGBTQ plus. Is that what happened? You ended up finding other people?
Yes. When the Red Cross brought me in Kakuma Refugee Camp, I found other LGBTQ in reception.
Okay, got it. Okay, I just needed clarification on that. So then what happened next? Where'd you go from there?
Pardon?
What did you do from there?
From there. So after that one, after putting us in or taking us in a reception, Actually, we took some 80 months without registering us. So we were there in reception, sleeping, bathing, getting food, like for those 8 months without registration, or without giving us or allowing without giving us a registration proof that maybe you are now registered as an asylum seeker. So that one happened for only 8 months. And I remember that we were registered in the month of December 2019.
Wow. Oh my gosh. But those conditions in the reception weren't ideal, were they?
The condition of receptions, the reception was not totally really good to the LGBTQ because sanitation was not really good. So getting disease, it was very, 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 very easy to each and everybody in reception. Not only even that, there is some insects which are very harmful, like a scorpion. Do you know scorpion?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
So scorpions here in Kakuma Refugee Camp, they are like white ants. They are very many and many and many, and they are very so dangerous. Once it bites you, you can spend with that pain for almost 1 week and a half after getting the medication. But if you do not get medication, you can stay with that pain for almost a month. So the situation which I found actually in reception and even in Kakuma Refugee Camp, it was not totally good. Although I was running thinking that maybe I will find a safe place. But when I found the bad situation which I faced in Kakuma Refugee Camp, it was resembling to be the second hell of the universe.
Gosh, oh my goodness. I have so many questions, but I'm gonna keep them here. When you say that it was like the second hell of the universe, this is why we're doing this thing. This is why Advocate of Soul is going to be bringing awareness to what is happening in this camp to the world. Because as I started to read about different things here, oh my gosh, I'll be really honest, I wouldn't put a dog there. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't put you there. I wouldn't put anybody in this place that you find yourself in, especially being the fact that you are a gay man in a nation that isn't legalizing the LGBTQ plus. You are not, it's not a legalized thing. It's not that everybody embraces you and welcomes you. So talk to me about what it was like when you found the community, you got involved with the community, but it's still not 100%. Talk to me.
Sincerely, here in Kakuma Refugee Camp, it is very difficult to associate with the community. Why? The reason is that once they know that you are an LGBTQ, it is a crime. Secondly, once they get to know that you are from Uganda, it makes their minds to understand that you are a gay or an LGBTQ. Why? That when we look at to Uganda today, Uganda has no war at this moment. So even them, they know that one. And they really think that however who runs away from Uganda, he might be an LGBTIQ, not running for other political issues or for other land tribunals issues or for other family issues. So it comes into their minds that you ran from your country, Uganda, because you are an LGBTQ. And it does makes them to treat you badly and to not even accept you as a person who's having the same blood like them.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So talk to me about it. What's going on there? What is happening amongst the LGBTQ in Kakuma?
Okay. When you look at Kakuma right now, it is a refugee camp and it is found in the northwestern Turkana of Kenya. Sincerely speaking, we are many here and LGBTQ plus here in Kakuma. But for each and every place of Kakuma, or for each and every office of Kakuma, these people, they are really homophobic, totally homophobic, because you can go asking for the help, then reaching there, somebody starts to arrest you, telling you things which are not even equivalent to what you really want, putting your willings down, telling you that you can't. You see the way of how you are looking like. You are cast, you are like Satan. So they are ever telling us such things. And sincerely speaking, they are not giving us opportunities like studying, like being employed, like even joining our lives in community activities. So we just find ourselves that when we are in the big trap where we cannot move out for each and everything. Process wisely, we cannot be able to get our process here. And getting food, it is a tug of war, because they give us something like 2 kilograms or 3 kilograms of rice or maize for 2 months, and even 1 liter of cooking oil, which is not really enough. People here, they are very stranded, especially those ones of LGBTQ plus. Not only even that one, people, they are homeless. Not only that one, getting medication here, it is a tug of war, and there is no any medicine which we really use here. We have no our facilities like clinics of the LGBTQ, or the places where we can go and then we get medicine. They always tells us to go with others, and then when you go with the others, it will be a tug of war to get medicine or to be worked on. So that is it. We are staying with homophobias.
Yes, I'm hearing.
Not only the host community, but even even our fellow refugees. Like there are some refugees who came from Somali, some refugees who came from Sudan, some refugees who came from Burundian, some refugees who came from Ethiopia. Those ones, they are homophobic to us. They don't want to hear about LGBTQ plus.
And so then all these other people who are not ascribing to LGBTQ plus, they're receiving medication? Are they receiving better food? Are they receiving better accommodation?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I'm like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I believe all people should be treated with love and respect and care and honor. You deserve that, Geoffrey. You deserve that. Every human being breathing, I don't care what you are, you deserve honor, and you deserve care, and you deserve kindness, and you deserve a safe place to live, a place to get medication, a place to eat. Then what's the point of, just let me be honest here, what's the point of being at Kakuma Refugee Camp if it's not doing anything for anybody, in your estimation?
Actually, for me, what I can think about that, according to the Africans, I really think that our process as like an LGBTQ persons, there is some politics, because they do not want to resettle us. That is it. Why? That maybe they are getting some donations from the Western countries to support their needs. And then when they get those donations, they do not use those donations to help us, but they are just getting them for their own benefits. So that is it.
You know, I worked overseas for a good number of years, and I worked in all sorts of different nations, and I spent time in Africa and Asia and different places. And I have seen similar things that you're talking about, where the money would come in and then they would decide where they're going to put it. But they didn't necessarily always decide it because of just the fact that we're human beings and we should be treated well. They would decide it based upon their prejudices, based upon racism, based upon conditioning, religion, power, whatever it may be. And so then those donations sometimes would not go where they were supposed to be going. People would take them and utilize them elsewhere.
Of course.
How, like with the LGBTQ community that's in Kakuma, how many of you are there?
Sincerely speaking, I do not know the exact number, but if I'm estimating, we might be something like 2,500 around there.
Okay, that is a large group of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people, Geoffrey. That's a lot of people that are struggling to receive help.
Yes, there are a lot of people, and we all came from 2019, and then from 2019 up to 2023, people they have never been worked on. We are still there, and right now, as I'm speaking, there are those ones who came this year, but they have spent something like 7 months without giving them registration, and they are just telling them to change the case, to report that they ran from Uganda because of politics. And then when they are real LGBTQ+, that's how they are telling them.
My goodness. So talk to me about your living conditions, Geoffrey. You specifically, like, talk to me. What does a typical day look like in this refugee camp? It sounds to me, now I could be wrong, but it sounds to me that there's just a lot of people laying around doing nothing because you're not allowed to do anything. You're not allowed to get a job. You're not allowed to receive an education. You're not allowed. So everybody's just what, laying around? Is that what's happening? Or like, what's it look like?
Actually, when I shared the image of how the LGBTQ any person of how he spends his day, we always spend our day by hiding ourselves. We cannot express ourselves to the public. We are always in our houses. We do not move out. Even if somebody wants to marry, I remember that one time back, I told the protection officer, and then I asked him that, please, I'm a Ugandan by nationality, and I explained to you each and everything that I'm a gay, or I'm an African loving gay man. So right now, I'm somebody, I'm like others. I have the 6 senses of the body. I also have feelings. So I see Somalians, I see Sudanese, I see other Burundians when they are getting married. So according to my sexual orientation, I also feel like that I want to be with someone. If to marry him, I can do, and then I start to be with him. Then I enjoy the life. They told me that one, it is not really allowed. So you find yourself that each and everything which you are doing, you have to hide yourself. You have no freedom. You are tired. The mouth to speak, it is also dangerous. The hands, they are tired, and they are tied, and even the legs, they are tied. You find that you have no free space. You just need to be in your house, then you keep quiet. Then the days goes like that. No working, no what, but only depending on the food which they are giving you. And you have to make sure that if they tell you that food, little food which they have given you, it is for 1 month or 2 months, you have to make sure that you have to use it in those 2 months without looking anywhere, because where will you look anywhere to get foodstuffs when you do not have job? You do not earn something in the day, so you must use that one.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So Geoffrey, what is it that you want to tell the world? Because you have told us your story. You've explained how it has just been a continual running. You've been living with fear. You've been having to hide yourself. You've been having to do all these different things. And you have this opportunity right now to continue to share with us. What is it that you want us to know? What do you want the West to know? Because I'm from the West. What do you want us to know? What do you want the world to know regarding your heart, regarding the heart of the LGBTQ plus What is it that you want us to know? What do you, tell us however you want to say it. You have the freedom.
Okay, thank you very much for this material time, Elena. Actually, I'm seeing that you are an angel to our lives, because some months back and some years back, I have never expected such thing to happen on my side. But since it have come to me, I can call it that it is a great golden chance to all, each and everybody of LGBTQ plus in Kakuma. So you have asked me that what do I want to tell the Western community to know? Actually, sincere speaking, number one, I want the Western community to know that there is a number of LGBTQ in Kakuma which is still existing, and they need support and also help, and even to be removed away from Kakuma, because however much they will be donating a lot of money to the Kenyan government, to the agencies of Kakuma, we will never be safe in Kakuma. The situation will never change on our side. So we really think that evacuating us from Kakuma Refugee Camp, going to other places, will be it will be better to our lives, and we'll be able to take or to carry out studies, we'll be able to get jobs, and then we work so that we can be able to work ourselves. But right now, we are feeling that our future, it is totally in a dump area where we cannot even remove it, because if somebody cannot get the services, do not expect that somebody to have a better future. So our future, it is totally tied with the hard ropes. So I want the world to know that we need help, and we also need evacuation. If the world can help us to get the private sponsorship, it can also be made through Rainbow Rain Road. And then from even other humanitarian agencies, each and every place where we can get help, they can come then help us, because we need to be moved away from this area. It is totally bad.
And you're wanting to resettle somewhere else, obviously, in a different space.
Yeah.
Do people visit Kakuma? Do reporters visit Kakuma? Do organizations come in there and visit and see what's happening on the ground?
Thank you very much for having asked me such a question. It is really very important. Actually, people always visit Kakuma. Organization visit Kakuma. But unfortunately, that they have never shaded a good image, a real image, which is happening on the ground. But they normally gives them the recorded reports, which they normally make or made for themselves. So when these visitors came to Kakuma, or organization comes to Kakuma, they come and then they go with the idea of those recorded reports. Each and every organization, or each and every news reporters who have ever come to Kakuma, he has never left Kakuma without getting the real image which is happening in Kakuma. So they lie them, and this have been their habit. They also lie the international communities that we are safe. We have never been safe, and we will never be safe unless we are evacuated from Kakuma.
That is honesty.
Yeah. Even though, let me also tell you this, that even though you come, then you tell them that, please, I want to go and meet the LGBTQ plus. They will never allow you. Why? Because they know that when you come, then you meet us. We'll be able to express each and everything to you. We'll be able to tell you each and everything which they are doing. So they don't want to be exposed to the international communities.
So why are you doing this today in the midst of possible, pain and suffering coming to you? Because you're taking a very bold step here at being public.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm doing this today because I really want to raise up the voice to unvoiced people, because we have a lot of LGBTQ here who cannot be able to speak for themselves. Then when you look at those people, and then when they are suffering a lot, they can't speak. Who will speak to them? And then I'm here to raise the voice of LGBTQ. Maybe there is somebody, there might be any organization, there might be any person who can help us from this place.
Are you afraid? Are you afraid now that you have spoken and said some things?
I'm not afraid. Because if I be afraid right now, who will get to know what I'm passing through?
Yes.
No one will get to know what I'm passing through. So other people to get to know what I'm passing through, I have to speak it out. And I have to be frank. So that's right now, I'm not afraid, and I'm free for each and everything. I'm okay with it.
Yes. It sounds like to me you've resolved inside yourself that what's most important is getting out what is actually happening, not caving into the fear, not giving into it, not hiding. I mean, there's levels of hiding, but you're not hiding. You are speaking boldly. You're speaking very articulately. You are saying this is a problem and it needs to end. We need to stop this. The dehumanization of the LGBTQ plus worldwide needs to end. On a global scale, it needs to end. Because as one who is gay herself, I honestly can say that, gosh, the last thing I would want to see is you in this position and thousands of other people in this position in a place where you're not fed right, you're not taken care of right, you're not even human. Basically, it's just like we don't want to talk. No, we're gonna live in denial. You're not even human. We don't want to have anything to do with you, and that is wrong. And I want you to know that your voice matters, Geoffrey. You are taking a stand today for other people who are scared and are afraid and don't know what to do. And you're saying, you know what, I'm going to risk it. I mean, you don't know me. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we maybe know each other through like social media, but let's be honest, I've never met you in person, but I can feel your heart.
Yeah.
That's what it means being human. I can feel your heart. I can feel the pain. I can feel the struggle that you're going through. I haven't lived your life, but I can say this as a human who's had different struggles, but I've had my own areas of struggles. It needs to be brought forward. It needs to be said. It needs to be shared. And I am so thankful that you've taken the time today to shed just a little light, though. It's little. There's so much more that we're going to do in 2024 to shed light more and hear from other people more, and to have different ways of making this awareness, because it needs to be aware. It just does. I know that there's some big organizations that are talking about it, are saying certain things about it, that there are conditions are less than human. People shouldn't be there, but we need to keep doing it, because if we don't keep doing it, the community goes cold, people go back into passive mode, and then they don't get shit at the end of the day. It's just like out of sight, out of mind. But if every month you and I are on here and we're plugging this, we continue to plant the seeds of hope and wholeness, because there are good people in the world, Geoffrey, that want to get behind something like this. I know Advocate of Soul does. There's going to be other people that are going to want to get behind, to hear what it is you're going through, to hear the plight. And so it takes just one person to stand up and say, enough. I need to be transparent. I need to take the blinders off. I need you to hear my voice. Here I come. I'm roaring. Do you hear me? And that's why I wanted to go on here with you.
Okay. It's okay.
Are there any other things that you would just like to share in the last remaining minutes before we have to end this? Because I know that there's so much we can cover, but we have a certain amount of time. So anything you want to say right now?
Right now, I can say I'm just calling on the human rights organizations. I'm also calling each and every organization, humanitarian organization. I'm also calling the European Parliament, especially that sector which deals with the human rights, to come on the ground and see what is really happening in the Kakuma Refugee Camp on the side of LGBTQ. Let them come on and see what is happening. They are ever getting recorded reports from the agencies which are here on the ground, but those recorded reports, they are not real. They are just fake. They are manipulating them. So when they come on the ground, they will be able to discover or to see what is really happening in Kakuma Refugee Camp. There is a year when we lost some of our LGBTQ. Actually, that guy is still on my heart. He was banned by the host community. Actually, sincerely speaking, may his soul rest in peace. That is what I can say. Thank you very much.
Geoffrey, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to share your heart. This is just the beginning. We're going to see what happens here. But I want you to know I'm standing with you. I'm behind you. My heart is your heart. I want you to know that the way that you have been created is altogether magnificent and amazing, and that your voice is powerful, and that you are shining a light into a very dark space. And it is my hope that people will catch the vision, that people will hear your heart, that people won't just go, oh, here's another person, once again, another one for human rights, but will really be arrested and stopped when we put this interview out, to really think about it, to really listen to it, to digest it. And it's going to take the community at large a while to do this. They're not going to get it right at first. And, you know, humanity, we don't get it right always. And we don't always know what we're doing. And we hurt each other. And we do these unnecessary things. But I want you to know that you have value, that you have purpose, that your life, your voice, your heart, your very being, your very soul, Geoffrey, is perfect. Who you are is amazing. And what I want to see happen come from this is people to be empowered in their voice like you are empowered. This is empowering you. It's allowing for you to get out some of this stuff that has been there for decades and years. And I want to see a change happen. So I want to say thank you for being here today. I want to say thank you for being honest, laying it out. And I look forward to putting this out in January. For those of you who are going to be seeing this, there's going to be a replay of this that will be coming out in January, the beginning of January. And then every third week, all the way through to December, Geoffrey and different things we're going to be doing just to shed light, to keep creating awareness around the situation of Kakuma. Because I know that if it were my child, or it was somebody I knew, or it was even my own self, I wouldn't want to be in this situation. And I believe as a collective, we can change this. We can't do it just by ourselves, but as a collective, when we have awareness, when our conscience is pricked, when we say enough is enough, that's when things change. And I believe that enough is enough. And so, Geoffrey, thank you for coming on.
You're welcome. You are welcome, Ellen. And I'm glad that I have you now, because I do not know if I don't get a chance of getting you, to whom would I have explained this? Because here around here in this community, everybody do not like us. And to speak these things which I'm telling you right now, they do not want to listen to them. Even though you go to the office, no one will listen to you. The police will chase you away from them even. Each and every place where we can get help, we could not be getting help. We cannot get help from there. So that is it. Thank you very much. Let's make this awareness. Let the world know that there are some lost souls in Kakuma Refugee Camp for the LGBTQ.
Absolutely. Geoffrey, thank you for being here today.
You are welcome, Helen.
And we will touch base again.
Okay.
Thank you.
So now